There's one scene in Trap Happy that I remembered from my childhood. I've mentioned a few times recently, so forgive me for repeating myself, but there are a few Tom and Jerry cartoons that I remember bits of from my childhood. With The Bodyguard, I remember it completely. But for the most part, most of the Tom and Jerry cartoons I'm watching, or maybe rewatching, don't trigger any specific memories. But there's one scene in Trap Happy that I loved, and I will explain which one it is without giving any real spoilers. But this was released in 1946, directed, of course, by William Hanna and Joseph Barbera. And in this cartoon, Tom has decided to call an exterminator. And this cat, an exterminator, turns up with a bag of tools, a bag of tricks that he is going to use to try and get Jerry out of his house. And I'm not going to go into any real detail about any of those because I don't want to spoil it. Part of the fun, of course, is wondering what he is going to use next to try and get Jerry out. Needless to say, in true Tom and Jerry fashion, things don't exactly go to plan for the cats. And I really enjoyed it. I always like it when there's a second cat in Tom and Jerry. This cat looks a lot like the cat in Springtime for Tom, or Springtime for Thomas. I wouldn't have picked up on that were it not for the fact that I literally watched that cartoon before this one. And I don't know if it is exactly the same because I didn't compare the two, but I'm pretty sure it's the same cat, or at least very similar in animation and in appearance. I really enjoyed it. Tiny spoiler now, just to tell you the bit that stuck in my mind, because I think it's important to acknowledge the things that stick with us over the years. Why did this bit in particular stay with me? And you know what? I think I've established possibly why it is. For context, one of my favourite bits in The Bodyguard is when he is painting. I think he's painting glue onto a bubblegum ball. He being Thomas. And in this one of my favourite bits is when the exterminator is painting this nut, this metal nut, yellow, so it looks like a hunk of cheese. And there's something about the painting action in both of those cartoons that has stuck with me over the years. And I can't quite identify why. Maybe it's sleek and smooth and there's something about it that just works. But anyway, that aspect of this I truly loved. I'm not going to say what he does exactly with this nut, but that in particular bit was what made me realise I had seen this. This triggered this memory. So it definitely resonated with me over the years. Trap Happy is a really enjoyable Tom and Jerry cartoon. Really enjoyed the exterminator character, had a lot of fun with it. Definitely had some element of nostalgia there with that little yellow nut. If you haven't seen it, or if you don't remember it, Trap Happy is definitely one that's worth checking out.